I'm a little tardy, but I was fighting a little ant problem and I don't feel like I was winning. I don't feel like I'm winning. I got work to do. But right now, let's get to work on this. Yo. Yeah. Yeah. That's my word. Can't be nice to everybody. It's a hard lesson to learn. Everything's gonna be all right. Never ask you for nothing. Yeah. What up, y'all? Urban Therapy with Sun 752 with this your daily. It's the daily go-getter-mism show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it is? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking all fast lane, no coasting, and everything is gonna be all right. We talking about giving from the heart, getting ass kissed tonight. What we really talking about? I didn't ask you for it. You just gave it to me. I ain't asked you for nothing. I never asked you to do nothing. You gave it to me. So don't be asking me to pay you back. Don't be asking me to do nothing for you. Don't be asking me to pay homage. Don't be asking me to even be nice. Unfortunately, sometimes it goes down like that. You really have to watch who you do things for, who you share your generosity with. And that's not to say that you should stop being the generous person that you are, because if that's in your nature, that's in your nature. But there are times, and you will find out that there are going to be times in your life where you have to watch who you give, who you share your money with, share your home space with, go out and do things with, who you hang with, who you consider to be a friend, an associate, or whatever. Because people will let you know whether you should have done something nice for them or not. And when you find out that you really shouldn't have done something good or decent or nice for a person, because one of the worst feelings in the world is to do something nice for somebody and have that thrown in your face. Now, normally we're used to hearing that something got thrown in your face that you did bad. Like you shared a secret with somebody or you told them something of a sensitive nature. And as soon as y'all got into an argument, as soon as y'all got into a disagreement or whatever, you know, they threw it back in your face like, well, maybe if you hadn't done this, or, you know, you used to do this, or how you going to have something to say about that? How you going to judge this when you used to do that? But when you do something decent for somebody and have that thrown in your face, like check it out. Maybe your ex, or even your current love, maybe you did a lot of things for them, bought them a lot of things, treated them really nice, did things for them that maybe nobody else had ever done for them. You felt good about it. But maybe the relationship didn't work out. Maybe things didn't go the way that you had planned it. I mean, that's life. Life doesn't always work out the way you wanted to work out. You know how it go. But then a friend of yours says, well, you a dummy for doing all of that nice stuff for somebody, or doing all of that nice stuff for people who don't give a fuck about you. You doing all of this stuff for people who wouldn't do even one iota, one small thing for you. And you a dummy, you a dummy, you a dummy, you a dummy, stupid. You's a fucking fool. You are I would never be like you. And it can have an effect on whether you share things with that person ever again, and it can have an effect on whether you decide to do something nice for somebody. You're like, the way you move might be different after you have gotten that emotional damage from doing something decent. So we're going to get into this thing tonight. Let's do this now, brothers. Let's do this now, sisters. We going to get into it and get involved. These puzzle pieces right now, we going to solve, y'all. And you know what? I'm not getting caught out here. Tonight. So what I'm going to do is make sure I get my allergy pill in with the quickness so I don't be itching and scratching and feeling the sickness. You know, that's what I'm going to do right now. Make sure y'all don't have to look up at me. You know what I mean? You don't have nobody look up at you. My little Zyrtec. My little Zyrtec. Make sure y'all don't think I'm taking a Valium or something. Y'all know sometimes I get the itching, not really sneezing. Sometimes my allergies kick in. The doctors told me for years, I ain't got no business having no animals. I'm literally sleeping with the enemy. But I love the enemy. Anyway, so y'all know what I'm talking about. You know, I didn't ask you for it. You just did it. Now, that's a common argument that you may have had with somebody that you are separated from now. You did something for them, or you did things for them, maybe even over a period of time, out of the goodness of your heart, just because you knew that they needed, just because you knew that they couldn't get it for themselves, just because you knew that they liked something that you had and that you could give to them. And so you did it. And what happened later when times came along and you needed something? You may not have needed them to pay you back. You may not have needed them to equalize what you did for them, but you may have needed something that they could have easily provided for you. It could be something small. Needed a ride somewhere. Needed help moving. Needed just some moral support. A shoulder to lean on. The good word. A little bit of affirmation. A little bit of affirmation. Like, can I get a good feeling from you? Can I? And some people will deny that. Like, but when you're dealing with a user, that's basically what we're going to talk about tonight. There's going to be users and abusers. The user is not the same thing as an abuser. A user can be somebody who gets next to somebody who has means. And so they just make sure that when the peanuts start giving out, they there with their mouth open. No diddy. Like a motherfucking elephant. An abuser might be the reverse. An abuser and a manipulator might be the one that looks like or acts like they're giving from the goodness of their heart. But in all reality, they are setting you up to owe them later on. They haven't lent you anything. They've given you everything just to make sure that you can't say no when they ask you for that thing that makes you uncomfortable. So let's get into it and get involved. These puzzle pieces right now, we gonna solve, y'all. Let's get into it. Get involved, y'all. You know what time it is. Y'all ready? How are y'all feeling tonight? I know I'm feeling like a real man should. All day, every day, no days off. Make sure that we straight here. And what up? What up, Shirley Show, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. Shirley Show, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. What's good? Good to see me some you all the time. All the time, just like God is good. And Dr. Darnell, my man. My people, my people, my people, people. And Cheryl Halsey, what's good? Always great to see you. Always, not some of the time. Always, all the time. All the time. Let me see what y'all talking about so far. What we got? We got words. Dr. Darnell says, I do what I do and I don't look back. I expect people to not reciprocate. Okay, cool. And it's not, when we talking about tonight, we're not even talking about reciprocation. We might be talking a little bit about appreciation. We might be talking a little bit about at least recognition. Recognition. It's like, imagine somebody that you have let sleep on your couch or sleep in your guest room, or somebody whose rent that you've been paying for the last however long. You are literally providing a place to stay for them. And you may have been breaking them off with a couple of dollars, making sure that they had some food in their belly. Maybe even gave them a little pocket change. You kept them straight. Maybe they weren't working. Maybe they were involved in something where maybe they weren't, in good health or something like that. You was hooking them up. While they were trying to do something else, you was doing for them. So imagine, let's say they were a recording artist, because a lot of recording artists, they be on they broke down poor John when they working on their craft, working on their projects, singing, rapping, playing an instrument, producing, whatever it is. When the money is not coming in because they're not a signed artist and they can't get paid off of bookings and things like that, you may have been the person that provided for them so they could at least not have to go to the studio hungry with, funky with the same clothes every day. You hooked them up. And when the album count comes out, or when they win the award, they be giving out shout outs on the records and all of that. They shouting out everybody. They shouting out they shouting out they producers. They shouting out they collaborators, other artists in the industry who they did features with, or who whatever. And they shouting out even they record company and they booking agents and they managers and all of that. You know who didn't get shout out? You were the ones you were the one who was housing they black ass. And guess what? When they come back off of this promotional tour that they not getting paid for, guess who house they coming to? Yeah, you got it. Yours. They coming to your crib. So this is the phenomenon I'm talking about. This is that situation. And you know what? You know how it is when people start getting it. They start, as the money and the fame start coming in, the memory of who helped them get there starts fading away more and more. It's like a newborn baby. We don't know what a newborn baby is thinking about. I don't know. We don't know if they remember being in the womb. We don't know if they came from God. Maybe they came from heaven first. We do know that it seems like that when they start talking, then that's when they first start learning. And maybe some full-grown adults exemplify the same characteristics as a newborn baby. So they can't remember all of the people who helped them get to where they ascended to. They can't remember. And when you remind them, like, I let you stay in my crib. I let you, I put you on. I made sure that you was all right. Yeah, but I never asked you to do that. You right. You sure didn't. You sure did. You never asked me to do that. Now, this is different. It's different when you give somebody what they need versus what they might like. Because there's a difference between what you like and what you may need. You understand what I'm saying? What you need are the bare essentials. You may need food, shelter, transportation, of course, nice place to stay, some good amenities, love, affection, affirmation, good health. Those are things that you need. What up, Joseph Webster? How you feeling? Good to see you. Good to see you as well. Always, always. So those are the things that you need. It's different when you provide the things that people like that may not necessarily be in the need column. Like you got them jewelry. They didn't need jewelry. You got them because they like it. Video game system. PS5, Xbox One, because they liked it. Nice car, rimmed up, tinted windows, fog lights with the blue or yellow fluorescent, because they liked it. You know, brand new iPhone 16, Samsung S25 Ultra, because they liked it. So you get a different kind of energy when you give somebody what they like, or when you provide for somebody what they like versus what they need. People will shit on you, or try to shit on you for just giving them what they need. But giving somebody what they like is a whole different conversation. And that might have to be a conversation that you have for them once they start getting snooty, once they start forgetting where they came from, once they start biting the hand that feeds them. Uh-oh, biting the hand that feeds them. Oh, shit. You want a problem with somebody? You want a problem with somebody? Tell them not to bite the hand that feeds them. Trust me, they're going to tell you how good they are, how independent they are, and how much they don't need you. They wasn't talking about none of that shit when they was down and out. You know how, if you don't have any money, and I mean no money, you know how much money $50 seems to a person? $5 to get you something to eat. It ain't gonna get you a meal. It ain't gonna get you a meal at a fast food place no more. Those days are done. But $5 to get you something to eat. Hot dog, maybe 2 hot dogs from 7-Eleven, possibly a drink. If you don't have a 7-Eleven in your part of the world, maybe like, some kind of convenience store. Maybe having hot dogs and shit. The hot dogs and the sausages on that little heated rolling thing. Yeah. But $50, you don't have no money, no income. Somebody give you $50, they didn't set you straight. You start thinking that you got a little money to play with when you got $50. $50, when you working on a job and you got bills and, you moving and shaking, $50 ain't no money. But when you dead pop, you broke as a joke and nobody is coming to your rescue, ain't no Tarzan coming through to rescue your monkey ass. Nah, ain't none of that. Make sure y'all hit the like button, y'all. Please. Please show a little love. Show a little love. Show a little love. I ain't gonna ask you for nothing else. I'm just gonna ask you to hit the like button. That's all I'm asking for. Let me see. Let me see what y'all talking about. If you're talking, I'm listening. If you're talking, I'm listening. What we got? All right. Dr. Darnell says, when you are usually winning, everyone you know expect you to look out. They never think of you as a person that can be down. Facts on facts. My man, Oakland, I heart Oakland. What up, my dude? He says, I hate people that want money from other people, but claim that they don't need help and they are tough. Let me read that again. I hate people that want money from other people, but claim that they don't need help and they are tough. Oh. Interesting. Dr. Darnell says it makes it worse if you didn't have to ask. I didn't require you to ask. Not asking is in the past. Try to convince them of that. Come then Sein? Or was that? Wait a minute. Is that Commander Zane? Commander Zane? Oh, God. I'm through butchering your name, my dude. You know what I mean? Charge it to my head, not my heart. He says, how come you wore a MAGA hat and you said F Trump one time, son? I only wore a MAGA hat once, and that's because I lost a bet after Trump won the election. But I'll be goddamn. Yeah. And I didn't say F Trump. I said fuck Trump. And trust me, I mean it. I mean, fuck Trump, fuck MAGA, fuck anybody associated with Trump. Let me make sure I don't leave nobody else out. Let me see. His press secretary, Pam Bondi, that nut ass Fox host who became the Secretary of Defense. His name Peter Hegseth. Fuck him. Definitely the vice president, that bitch ass motherfucker, JD Vance. Fuck him. Oh, Mark Rubio. Shit, fuck his bitch ass. Yeah. That's what I said, and that's what I meant. Oakland says I saw a video of a kid who got a nice car. He started crying because they didn't like the color. Christmas 87 says hot dog with no drink. Maybe. $5 don't go but so far these days. Especially depending on the cost of living where you live. The cost of living is biting people. Oakland says, damn, this shit gonna be dry as fuck. Well, I hope it's not. Shirley Cheryl says, most of the time when I do things for people, which I do a lot, the only thing I look for is the appreciation. And what about when you can't get that? And by the way, have you ever made has anybody ever made you feel bad for just expecting appreciation? Has anybody ever tried to clown you because all you wanted was a thank you or, hey, yo, you my people, dap me up? Because some people will try to shit on you that way. Like, damn. So I'm wrong? They try to set it up like you just expecting appreciation is like you were manipulating them by doing things nice for them. And, we're talking about tonight how you do things for people that they didn't ask for and how that can come and bite you in the ass. However, if we was talking about people who actually ask you to do things and they don't show any appreciation either, which we probably all have some experience with. We probably all have some experience with people who asked us for things and then acted like we didn't give them anything. Like just like Oakland was talking about in the comments. He said, he saw a video of this kid who got a nice car as a gift and he was crying because it wasn't the right color. Blink, 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 blink. Blink, 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 blink. That shit like that. We gotta call her on a, okay, they bailed out. They bailed out. You know what? Let me tell y'all something about this phone line. People be trying to call me after the show is over. Like randomly, like just call me during the day. And I'm like, well, that's interesting, isn't it? Like I'm going to answer that shit. You can call the number anytime, but you're not going to get it answered except for when I'm on the show. So that's not going to happen. Kim's Wims, what's good, ma? Haven't seen you in a few days, and it's always great to see you back. It's good to see you back here. Back like you never left, hopefully. But yeah, man. So somebody trying to clown you for being a nice person. And it just might be your nature. It may be your nature to just look out for people. It's just in your nature to look out for people. But people will damage your good spirit by making you feel bad about being the good person. It's like when you were in school, the person who studied and got good grades and was into their books and all of that, they didn't want to hang out, they didn't want to smoke, they didn't want to party, they didn't want to chase girls or boys or whatever everybody else was into. They didn't want to, they weren't concerned about, the way they looked and clothes and all that kind of stuff. They was just going to school to actually go to school. It's like them getting teased for being nerds or being bookworms or being in good with the teachers because they did what they were supposed to do. That's sort of what it feels like when you do something, when you're just a decent person and you try to feed the needy. You try to supply for the needy. But it turns out the needy can be a little seedy. Needy can be a little, the needy can be a little seedy, the needy can be a little seedy, needy. Hold on. Let's break it down. See, the needy can be a little seedy. 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 This one was once, hold on, a little seedy. Needy can be seedy. Tell y'all a little story. There once was this kid that I helped, and he treated me like I was a dog, and I yelped, and I didn't feel like I was wrong, but he made me make up this song. I said, how can you give somebody your ass to kiss when you didn't have no Uber, no Lyft? You had no money in your account. Yo, you couldn't even count. And couldn't read, couldn't do nothing. You was in total need, and I made sure that when you cut, you didn't bleed. Bandaged you up, took you in, just like a stray dog or a cat. Yo, picture that. And soon as I got you on your feet, you act like you was already there and you didn't care. Yo, or when you share with somebody and they give your ass a kid, you feel like catching the body. And it's a bad look, but I gotta understand this is a bad look. I'm gonna tell you a little something. I'm tired of motherfuckers out here constantly fronting. I am the man and I stand on my toes, 10 toes down. Yo, I ain't trying to fuck around. It sounds as if I'm a little bitter, but I'm really not. I like to laugh jokes. I'm a kidder. And I say that Skittles is something I never eat. I'm not trying to taste the rainbow, but I'm saying so. Yo, so that's son. Oh, you act like it is no. But pardon me. Oh. Okay. All right.
You have a call from.
So while I'm playing my bongos, you just going to interrupt? That's what we doing?
Somebody's spamming the chat. That's why, and I know you didn't see it.
Oh, okay. Spam the chat. Stop spamming the chat. Troy's daddy. Stop spamming the chat. Now you know this got to be somebody that we know, right? This is it's
the same old person.
This is a bad look. I wish it was Troy. I wish it was Troy, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not. All right, I think we good. Rhonda, what's good? How you feeling, my peoples? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. Dr. Darnell says, look at that. I look at doing for others as practice for doing for me. All right. All right. Good look. Everybody good. We got ready to spin. My man Seika Sala is in the house. Seika Sala. That's what's up. And he says, I help a chick when her light got cut off, and the next month same thing happened. She said, I know we friends, but we can figure it out. shaking my hand. She was like, I'll let you hit it for the light bill. I'm going to tell you something. If you pay the light bill when it got cut off and it get cut off the next month, something is wrong. Because they don't normally cut it off that fast. You know what I mean? I don't know where you live. That shit is fast. That's not a good look. Kim, what's good? What's good, Ma?
You got it. How's it going?
I'm feeling like a real man should. Had a crazy ass day today. You know what I mean? They try and get me today, but you know, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I ran away from work like a slave. I limped off running fast like Kunta. I ain't give a fuck. They told me I wasn't never gonna walk again. I said, I's gonna run. I's gonna run. And I did. I ran and I ran and I ran and I made it to Cairo.
I just know it's been a long week already. And I decided this yesterday at noon and it was just Tuesday. So there's that.
Look, this motherfucker made he made an account that said Omar's daddy.
Omar's daddy. Mm-hmm, I see it.
Oh my gosh. The only good thing is the motherfuckers will keep us in the algorithm. That's the only thing. It'll boost this shit into the algorithm. So they gotta wait a minute. What's this crown thing?
That's what I was saying earlier. It was showing a crown after I talked to the Cheryls. And it showed like one with a crown number one. With a crown number two.
Oh, you can label yourself as a top fan. They got you as number one.
Oh, that's different. But that doesn't seem right because Cheryl Hudson, I think, was
No.
one or two.
Wait a minute. The thing is,
and see the numbers changing.
I think it goes by how many times you come to the channel. So whoever...
It can't be because the numbers have changed. Earlier on, Cheryl Hudson was either like a 1 or a 2, and now it's on crown number 3. So it's something else to it. I don't know what it is. We'll probably never figure it out because this thing just keeps changing.
Well, it says top fans here, and it has you first, Cheryl Halsey 7. I'm second, Cheryl Hudson 3rd. This is Rana 4th, Darnell 5th, Sekasala 6th, Vita 7, Oakland 8, Christmas 87 9, and R. Kelly's number 1 fan 10, and Pigeonhole 11, and Joe Webster 12. So it's something to
that. Where's Jason? Jason Sloan is on there. You didn't say him. What does it say for him?
He just came in. He just came in though. You know what I mean? Maybe you gotta check it again. You know what I mean? It might be different. You know what I mean? It might be different.
This will probably change again in 24 to 48 hours. Who knows? Because remember last time it had different names for everybody. This was kind of awkward. So
yeah, well, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So the top fan.
Yeah.
Hold on. I can get some more information about this shit. Let me see.
Yeah, see the number. Cheryl said too. It keeps changing. Who knows?
Now it says, hold on. It says top fans and XP. What is the leaderboard? A place for fans to stand out in the community. The top 3 get special badges in the live chat. It resets every stream, so you can always try again. How do you get on the leaderboard? You'll need to collect experience points or XP. That's how you get them is send live chat messages. You get it? Yeah. So the more he spammed, and that's how he became number 1. Because the more times you comment, then your ranking goes up.
But mine would never be number 1 because once I call in, I say hello, and then I get off, and then I call in.
I mean, this is a new thing, though. This is a new thing. They sent me a notification about this. Hold on. We got a call on the line.
You have a call from
Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. Thank you for calling in. What's on your mind tonight? Vita.
Omar, what's up?
There you go.
Hey, another lady. Yay!
Oh my God. Yo. Can you calm down? I mean, can you calm down the feminist movement for just a second and shit? Ain't no place for this shit.
I'm saying, I was just on one of your other videos of the prenup, and I was like, I commented on it and I said, Omar, I'm trying to catch you on night, and I'm up this night, so I'm tapping in. I don't know 100% what the topic about, but hey, y'all, hey.
All right.
Welcome.
I know. I've been on with you before. Hey. I'm always hearing everybody else. Yeah. But I'm here with y'all. What's the topic? What's the hot topic? I did vote.
Okay, cool. We're talking about, I didn't ask you for it. You offered it to me. So we're talking about when you do nice things for people, when you give things to people, just because you from the goodness of your heart, or because you saw that they needed something or liked something or whatever, you provided for them, maybe even on a regular basis, but they act like you never really did nothing for them, or they use the fact that they never asked you for anything as a way to dismiss you or undermine what you have done for them. So let's say you knew somebody who didn't have a good job, right? They didn't have a good job. But maybe they had kids. And you knew that the kids needed things or whatever, and they wasn't really making enough to really provide for the kids the way that they would have liked to, or the way that the kids needed to be provided for. So, you played the role of like a godmother or something like that. So you made sure that the kids had they school uniforms, made sure you helped out, birthdays, Christmases, things like that. You looked out, you know what I mean? You looked out,
Definitely.
shit like that.
Definitely.
So you did all of that from the goodness of your heart. And then let's say your car broke down and you needed a ride. Maybe you needed a ride to work. So you can make more money to help them out. And they told you, well, nah, I worked late last night. I don't feel like, giving you a ride to work. Like they got an excuse every time you need something, but you took care of them. So when you like, well, damn, like I hooked you up with this, that, and the third. I can't get a ride to work. Like I don't need a ride. I don't need a drop off and a pickup. I just need a drop off. Well, I'm saying, real. I mean, yeah, you did, but I never asked you to do nothing.
For real.
I thought you just liked my kids. I So
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you. All right, I see the topic. So I've been there. I've been there definitely for sure. But that friend of mine, like I never see me the type of person that I am is that I did things for others and really never really expected anything in return, because my motto and the way I was raised is that don't give out nothing that you can't afford to lose. So, and then when it comes to that, do it from the kindness of your heart, because people who are unfortunate and people who do have kids that don't, and then sometimes this is where we take things for granted. Me personally, I don't have a whole lot, but I got more than the average. And I say that because I know my surroundings and what I've been around. But if I take on other people's things, and I mean, their kids, y'all's conditions, things like that, and then vice versa. If you take on mine, I'm not going to look for nothing in return. So, but it has been done. I have talked about this friend in the past, Keisha. Me and her have not spoken in now probably Yes, the friend that went to the fair and spent all her money. The friend, I talked about her on the show before. Me and her still haven't spoken, but I still consider her a friend. But she will come around when she's ready. And I'm not going to look for her. But her friends, her kids are always welcome. So her kids I've known since they were about 7, 8 years old. They're grown now. They're probably about in their 18, 19, 20. They can call me. They can call my daughter. They're welcome.
Mhm.
I took them to trick-or-treating. I took them out to eat. They stayed over my house plenty of times. But did their mama appreciate that? Nah. Because if her mama appreciated that, she would always value a friendship or a relationship. Meaning, so whatever we went through, let's squash that and just say, hey, that's under the bridge. Let's put that behind us. We got kids now. They're grown. Regardless of what, we got kids. They're younger than us. I'm 43. Now, our kids are still kids. They're growing up. They need us. They knew us when we were younger. Do they appreciate that? Nah, they really don't. But everybody was raised differently. So I have to respect that. So at the end of the day, I get where you're coming from. I don't expect nothing in return, but I expect that things will turn out the way it turned out, and it turns out that way for a reason.
Yeah. And I mean, but the thing is, like, this can have such a negative effect on your willingness to help people. And that's bad, because that's like chipping away at your spirit. But if you are around the wrong people long enough, it'll start to suck you dry. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes literally and figuratively. You know, like
absolutely. Because I think that my brother, who is 10 years older than me, right? I look up to him like almost a father figure, but he's my brother. So if I look up to him and you stop looking out for me as far as just a phone call, you stop asking and how I'm doing and checking in and what. But I feel like things that you're going through and things that you've been through in your life stopped you from checking in on me and making sure that I'm good and I'm your sister. We was raised together. But he told me one thing that always stuck with me about a year and a half ago. He said that just because you're born into family don't mean that you stay family. And I said, damn, I didn't think about that. Damn. Like, really? Like, we was raised in the same house together. I was born in 81. He was born in 71. We didn't separate each other until probably about our 20s. Maybe he was 30, whatever. But I looked at my brother like as someone like a father figure, and I respected him as a man. But he told me this like a year ago. So you're telling me that just because we was raised in the household together doesn't mean that you see me as family? You got your own family now, crazy. Your wife and your kids. But you had a sister before you had kids, and you had a wife. But that's deep. That's real deep to me, because I would never tell him to put me before his kids.
Right.
But what I'm saying is that you had a sister and a mother who was here before you even. I had my kids before my brother had kids, and my brother's 10 years older than me. He got 5. I got 2. So now you're telling me that you done accomplished so much in your life that you feel like you better than somebody. Okay, I got you. But only thing that my brother right now can do for me is send me a video, a YouTube video. And that really irks me when someone can send you a link to a video, but they can't call you and say, what's up? How you doing? You family, you blood, this is love, but it just ain't the way it used to be. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. I mean, you care, but you don't care. So you want me to volunteer information that I'm not willing to share, but you ain't willing to ask for the information.
Right.
So that part is like where I feel like, okay, then I'm play my role, and it is what it is. I guess I know how this is going to end, and it's not a good ending to me, because at the end of the day, the only time I see where, and I feel like this is in our culture of people, when we come together is when someone passes away or when something bad happens.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
It is.
Because everybody's divided. And then when someone comes in town, someone new out of the family comes in town, then you want to show out and shine. But if someone passed away, everybody boo-hoo crying and then come and say, woulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Nah, you had all that time to do all of that when that person was around. Give them their flowers while they're there. Why are you doing all that? Period.
Facts.
So, yeah, I feel
y'all walking trauma.
Definitely.
We all walk in trauma and just don't haven't learned how to communicate well. So,
you can't be nice to everybody. And and it hurts a lot when you find out that you can't be nice to the people that are closest to you. But sometimes I'm not one of those people who always, like I ain't one of those keep your friends close and keep your enemies close. I'm not into all of that. That sounds dumb to me. But but I will say that every situation has to be vetted properly. You know what I mean? Every situation has to be vetted properly. Hey, look. To make it simple and maybe a little complicated at the same time, some people are just good in English and some people are good at math. Some people are good at both, but they haven't mastered either one. You know what I mean? So I might not want to give all of these equations to the person that's really better at writing essays and complete sentences and paragraphs and making sure that things are grammatically correct. That's not their lane. Right. Same way as this person that can figure out all these equations might not be that good at, conjugating a verb or some shit like that. So,
Omar, you remind me so much of the things that, it's crazy. When you talk, sometimes you remind me of the things that my brother used to, kick game to me about. But it's funny to me because I would tell this to my kids right now, who's 19 and 25. My 19-year-old is really struggling when it comes to people skills and being friendly and knowing who to be friendly to and who to give their time to. So she went through this phase of everybody's her friend. Then she went through this phase of, if you're my friend, then you're going to give me your time. It doesn't work like that, baby girl. It just don't. I don't know why that generation, my daughter, she was born in 2005. She feel like the people who she has befriended is supposed to give her her time. I told her, I said, listen, you pick and choose your time wisely and who you give it to. Because at the end of the day, over time, those people are going to be, like you said in that video, and I clipped it. You can go back and watch my clips. I clipped what you said, Omar, about people being in your life for a season and a reason, and then, they actually are there. But is these people there really because they're supposed to be there, or are they just convenient? That sat with me because that is so 100% true.
Yo, you cannot, and that part we was talking about, I was talking to Troy about, just because they've been in your life for a long time, don't mean that they should stay there. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They might have been shitting on you, they your day one been shitting on you from day one, not helping you, not fueling you. Not enriching you, not improving you, not elevating you. They've been there holding you back. And they day ones. So they shouldn't get broken off when you finally get free and find yourself and do something good for yourself. No, they don't deserve that shit.
Sometimes that could be your own family.
A lot of times it's your own family. Mm-hmm. And remember that your spouse or your lover it can be your family too.
Mm-hmm.
At certain times in your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, You know, it was funny because we was talking about a situation. You know, we could kind of flip that for this show too, because we were talking about Nelson Mandela and Willie Mandela, and it was, you know, we was talking about the whole loyalty thing, how on the surface it looks like Willie Mandela. Winnie. Oh, I'm sorry, Winnie Mandela. What was I saying, Willie?
Yep. Like,
damn, I'm tripping. I'm tripping. Yeah, that could have been for Wilhelmina though. Don't get it fucked up. But Winnie Mandela, it looked like on the surface that she was holding it down for Nelson Mandela all of those years that he was locked up. But at the same time, you know, with all of the good thing that she was doing altruistically for him, and you know, visibly leading the fight for his liberation and maybe the liberation for all South Americans. But she was also digging a hole for herself because she was involved in some shit she had no business being involved in. You know what I mean? And, you know, like, you can't just say, like, I don't give a fuck what she did over here. You know, as long as she did this right here. I mean, so, and you don't know the ins and outs of somebody's relationship. You just never know. So just as an outsider, I've never been to Africa. So what do I know about their relationship, their marriage, their dealings with each other besides what I see in the media? Which nobody should really believe. But if a man separates from a woman after those circumstances and all of that time, they probably deserve to be separated.
Fact. And that's all relationships.
There's more to that story than that.
Oh, there's a whole lot to the story.
There's a lot more to that story to that.
A lot more.
Minnie was involved in some things, but she was involved in some things too that because of the culture, because of the way women were treated, there were certain rules and specifications in place that excluded women, and she was doing a lot to include women in a lot of things where the air quote law said women weren't allowed, and she wasn't going for that. Especially because she's the one who was holding it down in the back. Even before he went to jail, she was doing a lot of things behind the scenes. So, you know, it's just a lot more to it. And this is me speaking, involved in organizations with people who were involved with all of that. So.
No, I know a lot. I know a lot about what you're talking about, but what I'm talking about is the dealings between a man and a woman. That I ain't politically, criminally, and all of that. That's a different conversation. But when you talking about a man and a woman, see, there's certain things you never know. And that's why I said that we could kind of flip that situation to this conversation. Because let's say, just by chance, that Winnie and Nelson wasn't really on good terms when he got locked up.
You may have hit the nail on the head.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, they was on Separation Street and Breakup Ave when he got locked up. But then it was like, well, shit, I'm locked up. Ain't no use in breaking up with her now. You know what I mean?
Well, in the face of the country and in the face of the
hold on, I got some shit. Hold on, I got some shit. Because like I said, we can flip it to this shit. Because this is all speculation. You know what I mean? This is all speculation. But sometimes somebody who you may not have wanted to be with is the one that's holding it down for you. And, you know, so when if you accept the way that they was holding down for you, 27 years later, now Nelson kicking like, I never told you to ride. You know damn well, had I got locked up a month later, we wouldn't have been together. You would have been my ex-wife. When she like, motherfucker, what? Well, I wish I could say it in the South. Motherfucker, what? I cannot believe that you are shitting on me when I held you down for 27 years. We should have
Really trying to do that actually, so I want you to stop.
I held it down for you for 27 years, and now you are shitting on me. You know that I was shitting on you back in the 50s. We should have never been together. We should have never been together. But we were. And the only reason that we were was because I was in jail. You know, and I know that we should have been separated. So Winnie, you and that fronting must stop. It must stop.
You are so silly, Omar. I cannot.
I'm just saying. I did not ask. I never asked you for one day, Winnie. For one day. I never asked you to hold down me for nothing. Nothing. You made the choice.
You said I'm coming to America. Correct.
You made the choice.
Point.
King Jaffe Jafar? Nah. But anyway.
He on point.
But on server, I mean, you just never know. So yeah, in front of the cameras and all of that, it looked like, oh damn, he just shit on Winnie. But he was like, shit, I've tried to shit on Winnie a long time ago. We wasn't like that. You know what I mean? We wasn't even like that. Shit, I didn't know I was gonna become president after I got out of jail. Who does that? Anyway, yeah. So anyway, you know, in situations like an extreme situation like that, like I said, that we can flip to the topic of today. Like, yes, Nelson Mandela may not have ever asked Winnie to hold it down for him, but she did. She did from the goodness of her heart. And if it's a situation where he just, you know, fronted on her for political reasons or whatever, you know what I mean, then we got a problem. But let's say if he didn't become the president of South Africa, let's say if he became a pastor and Winnie wasn't acting like the preacher's wife. Like, you know, a preacher's wife can't be going around here with her titties all hanging out. And she like, 27 years, nigga, 27 years. You know what I mean? I'm letting my titties hang. I'm still, you know what I mean? Still, praise the Lord. You know what I mean? But come on, man. You know what I mean? But you just never know. You know what I mean? Like, but these are some of the ingredients that separations and really, really bad blood is made of.
Mm-hmm.
So
what about?
Go ahead.
What about the person who purposely does things for people without asking, so they can use that against them later on?
Oh, we can get into that because that's real. That's
so
real.
Tell you, I know somebody right now, and it triggers me, so I might get a little angry because I'm real triggered by it. I know of a person who has been helping, and I use that word loosely because I think it's bullshit. Helping a younger sibling, and that sibling's partner are one of the mothers of his many children. And she's been helping, pretending to be out of concern as an aunt to her nephews. And I have recently found out she has been doing this because these are young adults who are young adults, 20, 19, 20, 21, in that age group. And we know these new people know nothing about life. And because she feels she's smarter than they are, knows more about life than them. She's slowly doing these things and setting it up so she can take the kids from this young couple. God, I want to beat her ass over this so bad. You have no idea. Because I think it's the worst possible thing another adult could do, especially a mother could do to another mother. That's how I feel about it, especially when there's no just cause for it. But she uses the act of helping, and on the other side of it, she's charting everything she's doing so she can give it to a judge to say, look at everything I've had to do to help provide for these kids where their parents have not been able to. I should be able to become a de facto guardian and then maybe eventually take over as a custodial guardian, and then eventually adopt these children and become their only guardian because their parents are inept. This person, this waste of fucking human oxygen. She is the type of person who, as long as I've known her, has done things for others, because this is the worst she's ever done, and I want to kick her teeth out. But she has, for as long as I can remember, she's always done something under the guise so she can talk about it later on. And you never have to ask her to do it, but for whatever reason later down the line, you will hear about it and 10,000 other people will too. And it just goes on and on. She is the type of person one would never want to ask for. You should never ask her for shit. I remember we went on a gambling boat. It was a bunch of us, and she was one of the people going. And one of the friends with us, excuse me, she switched purses. And when she switched purses, she forgot to take and put wallet, keys, everything in the new purse she switched to. So she realizes she doesn't have anything with her. So this person says, oh, I'll loan you money so you can be able to gamble, blah, 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 blah. She's like, no, that's okay. I'm like, girl, I will give you the money. But this other one, oh, I got it. And she gives her the money. When I tell you my friend hit big within 10 minutes of us being there, she did not hesitate to give that bitch back her money immediately because she knows how she is. But she's always been that kind of person. But this is a new low for her. And I told everyone, I said, I pray that God and the universe gives her everything that's in store for her. I wish her that kind of life, because I know her life is not going to improve, even though she thinks she has all the blessings, because she has money in her eyes. She considers herself an alpha female because of the kind of money she makes from her job, because she has a nice house that's unpaid for. She has multiple vehicles that are unpaid for, and she has a garage full of things. She thinks she is very blessed because of this. But this she's doing, it's going to come back to eat her ass, and I can't wait. If I knew these young people close enough to tell them, I would, and I would walk them to the courts to file against her for this. But this is a new low. But she is that person. She does things so she can talk about it later on. So she can tell the people, yeah, so-and-so needed help. And I gave it to them, even though these people don't ask her. She will offer it and then run with it. And she does it to her own husband. So her husband, her father, her mother, her siblings. The only people she does not treat like that are her children. And that's it.
So, ultimately, how do you handle it? How do you handle somebody like that? Besides kicking in teeth like you want to do.
You know, I think it takes it takes more than one person to bring someone like that down. And unfortunately, a lot of people are, I don't know if they're afraid. I don't really know. They act like they're afraid of her because the answer always is, I just don't want to hear her mouth. And I'm like, what is she, Godzilla? Or what is she? What is the mythical goddess when she opened her mouth and screamed and made people freeze up or whatever? Like, she's not that person. So who gives a fuck about her mouth? Who cares what she says? She's just running her mouth. What are you going to do? You hear her mouth, you ignore it, because that's what I did when we were associated together, because I don't fuck with her now. Like, it just was imperative that I not be involved with her because it caused the rift in the family, because they said I was the aggressive one. And I'm like, oh, okay. Because the answer is always, well, you know how she is. I don't give a damn how she is. You better know how I am. So in any case, they all act afraid of her. And they say, well, I just don't want to hear her mouth. And I don't understand that. But I think because of the way she is, it takes more than one person to bring her down to size. But no one will say anything like, I'm that person. Like, she took her stepson and she used to make fun of him because he was still peeing in the bed at an older age. Mm-hmm. And I said, I can't believe you all sat around and let her talk about this boy instead of saying, bitch, you used to piss in the bed up until your ass was 12. So what are you talking about? But no one will approach her like that. So I don't know. I just think it takes more than one person. I think it takes someone to have enough people to have a level head who have dealt with her to put her in her place and check her and remind her, you were a young mother trying to make it too. You were a young mother who didn't know anything, and how awful it would be for a mother to remove a child from the home with their mother, because at the end of the day, no matter how bad you think their life is, there's no abuse, there's no sexual assault going on, there's none of those things that's going on. It's just they don't eat the food that you can provide this child. They don't have the things that you can provide this child, but they still have a home and they still have their parents. And no one will say this to her. No one will check her on this. Every now and then someone will say something, but it's never enough. It's not enough for it to stick, because and this is a group who will family over everything, and we're family. We got to stay family, and I don't want to argue with family. And I'm sorry to say this, but those are relatives. That's all they are when they are out of line and out of character. And if you're not treating me like family, baby, you are just a relative. We don't have to carry on any further. That's how I look at it. But they look at it differently. And so because they are stuck on family over everything and family is family, they don't want to have a disagreement with her. Mm-hmm. And I think it is horrific that their view is that way. And I really think her mother needs to be the one to tell her mother, her grandmother, her auntie, and none of them will open their mouth and say anything. So I just think it's going to get worse. And I think when it gets worse, it is going to just going to be bad, because no one will stand up to her.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, So let me ask you this. When was the last time you did something for somebody that that they didn't ask for, that they didn't seem appreciative of, or maybe even gave you their ass to kiss because of it, or made you really regret ever doing something for them?
2017. I allowed someone who has been considered a family for as long as I can remember. They are my son's god uncle, to come and stay in my home because they had no place to go, and they shitted on everyone in this household behind our backs and made it very uncomfortable in here for everyone for the most part. And even to the point where everybody in here worked except for them. And I remember, because it's an extra mouth here, we had a rhythm. So it was Richard and my ex, my boyfriend at the time, and the three of us lived here. Or my son, when I say Richard, and we were good. Like we had a rhythm. Everybody worked. We worked different schedules. It worked out well. And a lot of times we ate out because of the different schedules. We didn't always cook. Like the weekends may have been the cook day, but throughout the week we ate out. But now we have a fourth person in here, and it's not always feasible to do that. And it's not fair for my boyfriend or my kid to feed another grown adult, especially a man.
Mm-hmm.
So, we all put in what we could. Then a week came. I can't remember what happened, but something happened and the money was tight. I don't remember what it is, but the money was tight for that week. And we were like, dang, how are we going to put this money together to do everything that we always do and provide a meal until everyone gets paid again? And this son of a bitch never opened his mouth. This nigga would get food there. And he told me, you can buy some from me.
Yo, slow down. Slow the fuck down. Look, you're not gonna tell this motherfucking story like this.
I'm telling you.
Hold on. No wonder 2017 was said in such a high octave. Wait a minute, slow down. I know you not about to tell me.
Thinking about it. Yeah, I had to bring out a fan.
I know you not about to tell me that a motherfucker, that you welcomed a motherfucker into your crib and he couldn't put no food on the table unless you paid him for some food. Hold the fuck up. What earth?
Listen.
What earth?
Listen. And what made it even, I'm trying to tell you, I was mad as bull. I was mad at everybody because at the time, my boyfriend, he didn't even let me respond to it the way I wanted to. He's like, no, let me handle it. Let you handle what? No. And he just be calm. And then my son even supported it. Mama, just let us take care of it. Don't you? What? I'm going to be everybody in this house. Like, I didn't talk to anybody for about a week because I was so angry. Because I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And I'm like, I love you, but you got to get the hell out of here. Because I'm going to kill you in your sleep. You got to go. Like, you have got to get out of this house. I don't know how to act right now. You got to go. Because what the fuck are you saying? And then to find out after this nigga was gone, he was shitting on everything in this house. Me, my son, my boyfriend, the house, the cat, everything. Oh my God. To this day, I don't fuck with him. To this day. I don't want to talk to him. He comes by here on occasion every now and then and knock on the door. Bitch, you can't get in my house. If I come to the door, you're going to have to call two people, the police and the EMTs. I don't know which one I'm going to be in. I don't know which one you're going to be in, but we both are going out of here in two vehicles. So get the fuck away from my porch, get off my porch, get away from my door. That's how I feel about that kind of shit. Nope. Man, I'm mad about it right now, thinking about it.
Listen, most people who are living with somebody and don't have to pay rent or are paying only a small portion of the household expenses, normally they claim the fame is the food stamps. Normally, like if they are supplying the food stamps, you can't tell. You would think these motherfuckers are paying all the rent, utilities, and the cable.
I didn't even know he was getting them, son. I didn't even know he was getting. He was out here for about a month. I didn't even know he was getting them.
I could tell you didn't know. I could tell you didn't know. I could tell you didn't know. And you say this was your son's god uncle?
Yes.
Never trust a god uncle. You know what I mean?
You gotta forgive the noise I'm saying it right now. I got real hot. The fucking face is red. I'm mad as hell all over again. You don't even understand how shitty it makes me.
Oh no, I do. That would have me vexed for. First of all, I can't stand to see somebody getting shitted on. And you know how you have to sit back and witness somebody getting shitted on that you care about, and they don't, and they insist that they not getting shitted on, and you like, damn, they can't. You know how like animals can put up with the smell of shit, and human beings are not supposed to really be able to put up with that. Be like, so this person that you looking at getting shitted on must have some cat or dog in them, or some other, farm animal, wild animal, or whatever. But yeah, that's a situation right
it's
there.
The two other males in the house who had his back. It's the other two males in the house who had his back, and they are the reason why he was able to stay eventually after some things.
Right.
But especially the boyfriend. He was the real reason why. And then I find out after the fact, he went around telling family members, yeah, he cheated on her. This nigga don't even go to work. I always see him out and about. And I'm like, he don't go to work. Nigga, I get his paycheck every day. And he's never missed a day on it. And he has extra because he will work overtime. The fuck are you talking about? So now it's people in the family who think, oh, he's a loser. I'm like, let me tell you something. Even to this day, that dude was a good man. He's still a good man. So what the hell are you talking about? So to find out he's saying all this stuff about this man who is putting a roof over your head because he was covering the bills in here for the most part. He was covering the bulk of the bills. So you are laying up in this house where the man is paying the rent, the utilities, buying groceries, and you over here running your fucking mouth, and you riding in a vehicle he put the gas in? Oh. Sir, fuck you today, tomorrow, and forever.
I concur. Mm-hmm. That's that fuck that nigga Chronicles. That's yeah, I ain't see that one coming. You know what I mean? That's like
I didn't either.
That's like the Phantom Punch. That's like the Phantom Punch of Muhammad Ali and Sonny Liston.
I don't want an apology. I do not want. That's the bad part. Everybody said that's the bad part, so I'm going to agree now because I used to say that's dumb to say, but now I'm going to agree because they have decided the reason I don't want an apology because I want something more diabolical. They might be right. He cannot apologize enough. There are no words in any language on the planet that work as an apology for me. Not a single one. I don't want any ever again in life. At this point now, he's not even an enemy. He is a non-existent thing. And that means if I see him, I have no problem kicking this thing. I don't want an apology. No, sir. No, sir. What I want, let me let all of my aggression out on him. That's what I would like to happen. Nobody step in, I don't go to jail. That's what I want to happen. And since I know that's unrealistic, I don't want shit from him. Nothing. He called my auntie one day talking about, have you talked to Kim? I went over there and nobody answered the door. And I want to make sure she's okay. You know, the holidays are coming. I wanted to get her something nice, so I wanted to see what she wanted. My auntie called and told me, I love you, auntie. Excuse my language, but fuck him and his gift. And then I was like, I gotta go. I'm sorry for using this language. I'm out. Because I don't want to do that. I don't care. Listen, I could not have a penny to my name right now and this house catch on fire. I don't want this bitch to come and use no water to let me and my cat burn up in here, nigga. Fuck him. That's it. I'm gonna quit talking about it because I'm real triggered about it. I'm good.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's a real one. I mean, because I've known a lot of people over the years. You know, there's something about taking people in your home that magically brings out the worst in people. And that sounds stupid, right? But it does. Yeah. There's something about bringing people into your home that seems to bring out the worst in some people. And it'll change the way that you ever deal with people ever again. Or should I say?
Because your home is your peace.
It should be. It should be. It's supposed to be.
Yeah, and to let someone else in that private space is a lot. That's why when people are robbed, they feel violated. And they can never feel comfortable in their home again. It's a violation. So it's your peace, it's your sanctuary, it's your safety. So to let someone come and then stay and disrupt the peace you already had. Because we had a full rhythm, the three of us. And we let you come in the middle of the night, you're talking loud on the fucking phone. I live in a neighborhood of working people. So you're outside on the porch at 2 o'clock in the morning to hear you echo all around the damn street where everybody here is asleep so they can get up and go to work in the morning. I have to keep telling you, look, these people over here don't do that. This is a different neighborhood that you may be used to. People over here go to work. They have kids who go to school. You shut the fuck up. Go to bed at night like everybody else. You disrupting everything over here. Then you come, boy, let's move on.
I get it. Yeah. But I've heard a lot of horror stories, seen a lot of horror stories about people letting certain people into their house. And then, you know, relationships got severed, ties got severed for good. Irreparable damage. Because sometimes that emotional damage that gets done can't be fixed. Like you can't put that Humpty Dumpty of emotions back together again. No matter how many kings, horses, kings, men, it ain't gonna work. And unfortunately, that's the finality of it. Like there's no bringing it back sometimes when it really, really goes sour. So, but let me ask you, did that discourage you from ever letting somebody stay with you for a while if they were down?
No.
Okay, well that's good.
No, because he's just that person. I've had plenty of people come stay in my house because this has always been a house of, I don't want to use the word refuge because I hate that. It just sounds something different. But it's always been a home of love. This is a house I grew up in. This is my grandparents' home. And it's always been a house where everyone could come to and feel safe. It's always been a space for anyone who needs a place to go. Like right now, I fight for my life to keep this house. I have fought for my life to keep this house out of the hands of everybody who's been trying to take it, because I know that this is the place my grandparents always wanted for anyone who was family to come here and find safety. And because of where we are in this world and what we're lending to with this current chaos, I'm always concerned about, I need to make this a safe zone for anybody who needs it. Anybody who is a bloodline or a love line who needs it. I need this to be the space for them to go to. So I bust my ass to try to get everything in place because I want it to be there. Like, I don't let what happened with him stop me from letting someone else come here. Even after him, there have been people in and out. Even my ex right now, if it ever comes to a place where he needs somewhere to go, he knows this door is always open to him. No, I wouldn't let that stop me because one bad person is not going to ruin it for everyone else. You know,
How many bedrooms you got, yo?
it is it's 2 bedrooms on the main floor. Then the whole upstairs is like a whole nother. It's like a small what does it used to be called?
Like an
Apartments
attic?
where it's just.
Oh, okay.
Say it again.
I thought you was talking about an attic, but you talking about like it was like
No, it's an attic and it's a whole nother like what do you call it?
a studio
Efficiency.
apartment. Oh,
where there's like no bedroom, but it's just a room and like a kitchenette and a bathroom. It's like a whole nother area of the house. It's a whole nother like apartment. And then I want to turn my garage into like a tiny home as well for someone to come and stay in. So
okay. Yeah, so I get the picture. I do. I get the picture. But yeah. But did he ever kick it like he never asked to stay with y'all? So did he ever pull that card?
oh yeah, that's what he tells people now. Well, I didn't ask to come and stay over there. He didn't.
Okay.
But he was in a situation. He called and he said what he needed to say. And I was like, hey, you want me to come and get you? It's 12 midnight. You want me to come and get you? Went to get him, brought him over. And I'm like, look, I don't know what's going on, but here, da-da-da-da-da, till you get on your shit.
Okay. I got you.
But, and I had that kind of situation too. Like, you know, my circle, the people who know me know, whatever I can do, I'm going to do. Like, asking or not. Like, I have a friend now, she's working on a class reunion thing, and it involves a lot of tech stuff she doesn't know anything about. She asked me to do one thing, and I gave them a whole social media package and videos and made them 2 songs that are exclusive to them and all that. And she didn't ask me to do it, but I did it for her because I love her, and that's my friend. So that's how my circle that's close and my loved ones, that's how we roll. We do for each other because that's the way you're supposed to do. All that I'm doing it for claiming fame and because I need to tell somebody, and we don't have to discuss it. We don't have to tell anybody nothing. We just do it because that's what we do. And even right now, I was telling the other day, I'm dealing with this big, ridiculous ass bill from my water heater busted. So it's $5,000 for the repair, and the fucking bill is almost $5,000. That's an additional $10,000 I'm paying a month, added to my expenses. And sometimes it's overwhelming. And recently, it has been overwhelming. My friend called. She was like, "What you doing?" I'm like, "I'm stressing. I had an argument with the gas and light company over this stupid ass bill. They're acting like they can't wait another week for me to give them this money. Like, you got to have this right now because I don't qualify for any of the assistance and nothing they give to anybody." She was like, "Girl, blah, 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 blah." Next thing I know, look on my phone, I get a notification, Zelle, $275. I'm like, "What you sending this to me for?" She's like, "Girl, take that money and fuck them people at the gas company. Send them this payment right now." I said, "Look, I'll pay you. Don't worry about paying me back." That's how my loved ones and I do. We do those kinds of things because that's what you should do when you love somebody. It shouldn't be all that other chaos. But everybody don't get it.
And some people are just predatory by nature, depending on how they grew up. And I hate to make excuses for them, but when you've been raised the wrong way and the wrong way has been portrayed to you like the right way, like lying, cheating, stealing, deception, and all of that shit. Long as you get away, long as you don't get caught, long as nobody really knows what you did, when you've been taught that that's the way to be, it's hard to break out of it. So,
son, I'm going to say something that's going to shock you out of everything else I just said. You have never told more of the truth ever. You know, with this same person who came and stayed in my house, as much as I detest him, I have found myself recently defending him in a sense because he's in another situation with his sister or whatever. I don't know. It's just a bunch of big stuff. In any case, I hear everybody say all these negative things about him and he should have been raised better and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, the problem with that is and to raise him. His mom died when he was still a teenager, and the father didn't step up to the plate to do shit, but talk crazy as he was an adult. When he became an adult, he felt like, oh, he's out here whoring in these streets. And I'm like, well, who taught him? No one taught him anything. So I have to remind people, too, that no one taught him how to be a man. No one taught him how not to do these things. No one taught him anything. So I know it sounds crazy coming out of my mouth after everything I just said about this guy, but I have recently also found myself defending him in the sense saying exactly that. Because I do know it comes from how you're raised, and if you aren't raised a certain way, it's at best, it comes from the circle of people around you. Like that whole thing about it takes a village to raise one is not a cliche. It is a fact. It takes a community. It takes more than a village. It takes everything for a person to be well-rounded. Like I always use you as an example. I say you have the best of every world out there. And I think that's what has made you such a well-rounded individual. And so I know that it takes that for everybody to be in a good place. And unfortunately, he didn't have that. I'm not trying to defend him or make excuses either, but these are facts. Like I have a little cousin right now who is 18 and everybody's trying to shit on him because they're like, oh, he's lazy. He's this, he's that. I'm like, he's one of the new people on the planet. He's a techie person. He was born in this world a tech kid, and there has not been any men around to teach him anything, only yell at him. So how is he supposed to know? And he is a baby in comparison to all the other family members, cousins who are 10 plus years older than him. So no one has taken the time to teach him anything. And that is, there's no way around it. There's no way around it. I am one of those women who believe it takes a man to raise a boy to be a man. I am one of those women who believes it takes a woman to raise a girl to be a woman. I'm not saying the opposite sex can't assist in that, but to make them complete and whole, it takes each. It takes both. And this guy didn't have that. So there's that too.
I understand.
But I still want to shoot him down, but I'm just saying.
Here's the problem I have with the whole it takes a village to raise a child thing. Because it does take a village to raise a child. Unfortunately, it only takes one person in the village to kill the child off. And that's something we got to deal with. That's a problem right there. Because the influence of that village doesn't always set in the way that we need it to. But somehow the influence of the one that will put him on the path to being in prison all his life, or, that have him strung out on drugs, or that will set him on a path of negativity. Yeah, it don't take a village for that. And that's a problem. That's a major problem. And that's a lot of what we're having to deal with in today's, with today's youth. And I guess it's safe to say that we've had to deal with that with the youth in every generation. But as we are older now, we have a clearer view and what I want to say, a greater focus on what the problems of our youth are today. But at the same time, we feel powerless sometimes because our influence just doesn't seem to have the impact that their negative peers had. So, but sticking to the topic of I never asked you You offered this. So if you're talking about some children kick this shit. Almost punishing their parents for raising them right. or not going upside their head or aggressively rearing them, like maybe with physical punishment, corporal punishment, whatever you want to call it. So everything is wrong. You know what I mean? I listen to people now try to blame the public school system for what they don't know. And I'm like, nobody can teach you everything that you're going to need in life. But these the same motherfuckers that was playing hooky all the time. These the same motherfuckers that would get people to take tests for them and write papers for them and all of that shit, talking about the public school system didn't teach you what you were what you needed to know. Like, they taught somebody. I don't know how you got slipped through the cracks. But yeah, your kids. Let's say you try to provide everything for your kids. Most parents want their children to have the things in life that they didn't have. So if you didn't have money in your house, or you didn't have, I don't know, stylish clothes or things, teenagers, young people want things, they need things. And so if you fought to make sure that your kids were provided with those things, there's some kids who will blame you because you didn't let them struggle. So now they don't understand what struggling is all about.
That's my kid. That's that dude. That is my son.
Oh. Okay. So you wrong for making sure that the cereal box was always full. Ain't that about a bitch?
Listen, I'm wrong for homeschooling him to ensure that he had a better education. I'm wrong for putting him in charter school so to ensure he had a better education. I was wrong because I didn't let him learn how to play with matches. I was wrong because I always had him in school year-round, and as an adult, it made him socially awkward in his words. However, as a kid, he was a social butterfly. That's why my place always had children spending the night every fucking weekend. But I just ruined anything that goes bad. I ruined his life. You ruined my life, mama. Don't talk to me, little boy.
Man. Man. In the comments, Jason wrote, I'm dealing with that now with my 19-year-old goddaughter. She's on some old, I never asked you for shit with her parents. I try to tell her, but she stays with it. It's about avoiding accountability. Avoiding accountability. Avoiding.
I don't like these kids. When they get older, I just don't like them. It's like when they get 13, I stop liking them. And I don't even like them in their 30s. I guess I have to wait till these dudes 40 for me to like them, because I don't like them now. They have a different, and these newer ones on the planet, these new people to the planet, that 18, 19 group, I can't really stand them at all. I don't think I'll ever like any of them, because they have a different kind of something. They are so quick to say, we didn't ask to be born. We know you didn't ask to be born. We didn't ask you to be born, as a matter of fact, in most cases, but your ass is here now. So what we gonna do?
Didn't ask to be born. Because you had to wash the dishes, do your homework or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, is it really the end of the world? Is it? Is it? Cut the grass and shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh my God, I gotta take out the trash one time. What? You better take that trash out so I choke you with them trash bags.
right?
Get out my damn face.
Yeah, like one thing I will say about the millennials and these Gen Z, like the entitlement is off the chain. Like it's like nothing I've ever seen before. Like that shit different. Them motherfuckers don't think they gotta do shit.
New people on the planet. It's like they weren't even born. It's like a spaceship of aliens said, we are sick to fuck of them.
Yeah.
Drop them off here. That's what it feels like happened.
It's something.
Because they couldn't be born out of a woman's womb like everybody else because they are too different. I can't stand them. Ooh, I can't stand them.
Yeah,
then they got the nerve to get on videos talking and complaining. Oh my God, my mom wanted me to take out the trash with a non-environmental safe trash bag, and it's just the end of everything. They don't have to expect this to be. You kidding me? I hate these.
The number of parents that have been turned in by Child Protective Services, they don't weaponize the kids against their parents and shit. Like, yo.
Take a bag and let them go. Let them find out what real struggle is, because they have no idea. These kids don't understand crap. They don't understand nothing. That's because they're tech babies born in the age of technology. They didn't have to go out and scrape a knee. They didn't have to drink out of a water hose. They didn't have to go to the hot box ass sliding board and slide down and have that first layer of skin peel off because it's burned to the crisp. They didn't have to do any of those things. And they are just privileged little pricks. That's what they are.
Yeah. 70s kids. That's what it was all about. Permanent scars. Nothing like good old permanent scars. Yeah. Yeah.
But we had to live. We were forced to be mature. We were forced to. It's these new people. These new people who are born.
Yeah.
That 19-year-old you're dealing with over there in the chat, just push her down a couple times. Just push her down a few times. Take her shit away from her. Tell her parents to take everything away from her. Push her down. Just do that. She'll be all right.
I don't know, man. I don't know. These guys don't even really respond to having everything taken away from them. It's like, I don't know. It's different. It's different. I don't know if grounding or whatever don't work the same for them. But nonetheless, never asked for it. Never asked for it. We got this going on. Sort of like in the political realm too.
We definitely didn't ask for none of this, but here it is.
There's a lot of shit we didn't ask for, boy. Yo. Something needs to be done. This shit is woof. But yeah.
Every day I'm like, when is the moment? When is the moment I'm going to turn on the news? And I'm going to be like, I knew it. When is that going to happen? I'm not saying what. I'm just saying when. Everybody knows what.
I know something needs to happen. And it need to happen quick. Cause this shit here. This shit
didn't ask for none of this. Didn't ask. This is the case when you can say, I didn't ask for that.
Doing way too much.
And I wish you didn't offer it.
For real. Doing way too much. But yeah.
Cool.
We are definitely getting the business.
In the worst kind of way.
Yeah. Didn't ask for that.
And that person's proud to say, I gave you delusion. I gave you falsehood. I gave you lies. I gave you gas under $2 in 2025 when we haven't seen that since 1989. I gave it to you. And so what if it's not real? Yeah, I gave it to you. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Gotta love that. But yeah. I mean, there's so many different realms where this topic goes about the whole. I never asked you for that. But we do have to talk about the ones who are predatory and who will give you everything to set you up to be dependent. You know what I mean? And I mean, you know, if we're gonna talk about it negative on one side, we have to make sure that the other side is covered as well. But those people are different. Those people who are predatory in that way, most people know what they're doing, but a lot of people don't. Just like on the surface, it might seem like I've seen people in marriages, I've seen married people do this, where it seems like a husband is giving everything to his wife. Like, you know, she can spend or shop till she drop or whatever. You know, he may do nice things for her, all on the financial or gift front. But he may be doing all of that to make sure that he has her on a string for when he does dirt, or to make her uncomfortable. And it's not just men who do this, because women, I've seen women do this. The sugar mamas on some different. Sugar mamas different than sugar daddies. Sugar daddies understand that they're not going to get everything right then and there. They already know that they're dealing with a younger woman, and that younger men are interested in that younger woman, and sometimes that younger woman is going to submit to the younger man. A sugar daddy understands that shit. You know, a sugar daddy ain't a pimp. He's a provider. There's a difference. Cougars on the other hand, or sugar mamas on the other hand, are more pimpish. Because they tell you what you better not you better not do, what she better not hear about, and you know, so they're a lot more aggressive. I don't think that either one of them should be welcome, but there are definite differences between the approach of both. Dealing with a woman that takes care of all of your needs or whatever she thinks you want or need, she gonna expect to be paid back. And you act stupid if you want to. There's gonna be a problem. So, yeah.
But you know, there are systems in place anyway for as we live day to day that are designed to hold people back. It's not just with husbands and spouses and sugar mamas and sugar mamas and sugar daddies. Mm-hmm. It's systems that are in place to hold people back.
That's true. No doubt about it. There is no doubt about it. All right. What we gonna do is we about to go ahead. I'm gonna do the results of this poll, then do the birthday shout outs, and then we gonna get out of here on time. Cause I was a little tired. I was a little tired. All right, so let's see the results of the poll. All right, the poll question was: have you ever done something for someone without them asking for it and they didn't appreciate it? 57% said yes, and I wouldn't do it again. House of the Scarred. 6% said no, people usually ask and I give. 29% said you can't be nice to some people. Lordy, lordy, lordy. And 9% said this is why I'm single.
What does that got to do with anything?
It's funny because the funny thing is, I just threw that in there, but I knew somebody would take the bait and be like, yeah, because I used to give, and it was never appreciated, and I ain't fucking with that. Or people used to give to me and expect all this extra other shit, and that's why I'm single. I ain't got to deal with this shit. That was my wild card. That was my... Oh shit.
I mean, okay.
I knew somebody was gonna be with it. Like, this is why I'm
Doesn't
the
make
fuck
sense, but
single.
alrighty.
You know? Like shit. Somebody is gonna definitely take the bait. It was low hanging fruit.
But you know, there probably are some people who really feel like that, which I think is different. And I think it's just an excuse, personally.
Well,
because that's no reason, but you know,
it is an excuse.
Everybody has their thing.
But I've definitely heard it. That line was born. That category or that choice was born out of real experience. I seen it. I seen it.
I don't understand the correlation between the two, but hey, I mean, somebody make it make sense.
Yep. All right, Kim. Yo, I appreciate you calling as usual. It's always a party over here. Always.
Same. Thank you for having me. Everyone, stay safe and peace.
All right. Have a good night. All right, y'all. Let's do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious July 15th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box, Marquita Love and Margaret Williams, Edwin Hairston, Jemina, hold on. John flipped. All right, Jemina Rabia Harps, Jabila Aziz, my brother Ansel Jones, go get her, Ansel Jones, and Shay Buns, my girl, go get her, Janelle Coker Goins, Rhonda Watson Edwards, Ty Crippen, and last but not least, Charles Owings Brown. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all, and I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious July 15th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out. Rock on and do the damn, to rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And remember, sometimes people are not always going to rock. You can set your alarm and the clock to know that they about to start fronting, but even though you gave them a little something, they act like they wasn't wanting nothing, and now you are feeling bad, and they making you feel even worse, and this is kind of sad. I remember when I was a little younger, I had to grow and act like I'm appreciated, and I know that that's the way to be, because I was raised right, but sometimes I strayed away from that, and it was a fight, and I knew the light had to get shown, but I understand how to spot got blown, and I'm well known around where I am, but I have to make sure that I show I give a damn and that I care for those who care about me. So I'm gonna make sure that I do it fast out. Lee, who understands where I'm coming from. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Don't play dumb. I am the one, but I'm 7'5" so we do how we have to. Oh, yo, it's a party over here, and I'm trying to make sure that I get it started over there. Yo, it's going to go down great, and I'm trying to spread the love, but I know that the hate is going to flip in and seep in, and I'm keeping my secrets because I can't tell everyone them. Yo, but the times that I did, they treated me like I told exactly the wrong one, kid. Extortion, even that's blackmail, whatever you call that shit, I'm going to let it sail. Come out of the pipe, and I'm talking about the pipe, they're the long ones with the barrel. Yo, peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death, resuscitate y'all, love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow with another Daily Go Getimism show, 2 a.m. in the morning. Y'all know how we do it, late night. Shout out to all of y'all late night employed people, and the ones that y'all just had insomnia every night and can't get that rest. You know what I mean? You know, hope that gets better. Y'all have a good night. Either go to work or go to bed. Hope y'all enjoy listening to the show as much as I enjoy broadcasting it. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel. 1.